Most people think cats are distant or aloof creatures, content in their own world and indifferent to ours. But here's the truth. Cats remember, especially when it comes to negative experiences. And if you're not careful, the small things you do every day could be damaging your bond with your cat more than you realize. That trust you think you've built? It can vanish in seconds with just a few repeated mistakes. This script is for the cat lovers who want to do better, be better, and understand their feline companions on a deeper level. So buckle in, because what comes next might just change your entire relationship with your pet. Let's start with something that might seem harmless at first: raising your voice. Cats have incredibly sensitive hearing. While a normal conversation to us is background noise, for cats, even a moderately raised voice can come across like a shout. Now imagine what yelling sounds like to them. What we might use to express frustration or to discipline can come across to them as an all-out threat. And that threat, in their mind, doesn't just disappear once your tone softens. It lingers. It turns into anxiety. Over time, your cat might flinch when you enter a room or retreat to a corner instead of curling up on your lap. This isn't about discipline, it's about trust. And once it's broken, it's a long, slow road back. Now think about those first moments when you bring someone new into the house, a new pet, maybe even a new roommate. Most people rush the introduction. They assume the cat will just get used to it. But that's not how cats work. They need time. They need space. A sudden new presence in their territory can feel like an invasion. And if your response is to force interactions, to place the new dog or person right in front of them, hoping for a photo op, what you're really doing is flooding their stress levels. You might see hissing or hiding or even aggression. What your cat is saying in those moments is, "I'm not ready." Respect that, and you build safety. Ignore it, and you build fear. One of the worst habits people fall into is teasing. Maybe it's flicking their tail, poking their belly, or hiding behind a corner to startle them. It might feel funny in the moment, but you're playing a dangerous game. Cats remember that stuff, not just for a few minutes, sometimes for months. You might be thinking, but it's just harmless fun. Except it's not harmless to them. You're interrupting their sense of security. You're turning your presence from a source of comfort into a source of unpredictability. And over time, that erodes the bond. Worse yet, you could be contributing to real issues like hyperesthesia, a condition that makes their skin and nerve endings overly sensitive. So next time you feel like playing, pick up a feather wand or a toy mouse, something that lets them feel like the predator they were born to be, not the victim of your amusement. Speaking of being interrupted, let's talk about sleep. Cats sleep up to 15 hours a day. And no, it's not laziness. Their sleep cycles are essential to how their bodies function. So when you constantly wake them up to play or cuddle or show them off to a friend, you're doing more harm than you think. Imagine someone shaking you awake every hour of the night just to ask you if you want a snack. You'd be irritated, exhausted, and eventually you'd just avoid them altogether. That's how your cat feels. Respect their naps. Let them come to you when they're ready. You'll both be happier for it. Then there's the thing we've all been guilty of: laughing at our cats. Whether it's scaring them with a cucumber, dressing them in a Halloween costume, or posting videos of them slipping off a counter, we forget that our entertainment is often their trauma. That startled leap at the sight of a cucumber isn't a punchline, it's fear. They think it's a predator. The costume that looks so adorable on Instagram might feel like a straitjacket to your cat, making them feel defenseless and anxious. And every time you laugh at their discomfort, you send a message: your fear is funny. That's not the message you want to send. Love your cat enough to keep their dignity intact. Playtime is crucial, but roughhousing? That's another trap. It might seem harmless when they're kittens, letting them chase your fingers or pounce on your toes. But what starts as cute quickly becomes dangerous. A grown cat swatting or biting in play isn't being aggressive. They're just doing what they were taught. And suddenly, those games aren't so fun anymore. Even worse, you're training them to see your hands as toys, not tools for affection. That confusion can lead to painful misunderstandings. So do your cat a favor. Use toys, not body parts. Watch their ears, their tails, their pupils. When the signs of overstimulation start to show, back off. Give them time to reset. Play should be a joy, not a fight. One of the most controversial and harmful things people still do is declawing. Let's be crystal clear. Declawing is not a nail trim. It's amputation. It's removing the last bone in each of your cat's toes. Imagine someone cutting off the tip of every finger on your hand. That's what your cat goes through. And the trauma doesn't end after the surgery. They walk differently. They feel pain. They can't stretch properly. They lose their primary defense. And what you get in return? A cat who's more likely to bite, more likely to develop behavioral issues, and less likely to trust. If you're worried about your furniture, there are alternatives. Nail caps, scratch pads, furniture protectors. Don't sacrifice your cat's well-being for convenience. Cats are territorial creatures. That cozy spot on the windowsill, the blanket on your couch, even the space under your bed, it's theirs. When you suddenly move their belongings or rearrange their world without warning, they feel like their territory has been invaded. One day, the scratching post is in the living room. The next, it's vanished. And your cat? They're confused, anxious. Maybe they stop using it altogether. It's not about being picky. It's about safety. Consistency helps them feel grounded. So think twice before you redecorate their world. Discipline is another slippery slope. You might think a spray bottle or a loud clap will teach your cat a lesson. It won't. It'll just teach them to fear you. Cats don't process punishment the way humans do. They don't connect the dots between the behavior and the reaction. So what you're really doing is training them to avoid you, not the behavior. Want to change their actions? Use positive reinforcement. Treats, praise, affection. When they do something right, reward them. You'll get better results and a stronger relationship to boot. And then there's the everyday stuff we neglect without even thinking. Cleaning the litter box, trimming their nails, brushing their fur. These tasks might seem small, but they're massive in your cat's world. A dirty litter box is like being forced to use a filthy restroom every day. Untrimmed claws can snag on carpet and furniture, causing pain or even injury. And brushing? It's not just about hairballs. It's about bonding. It's about showing them that you care, not just when it's convenient, but all the time. Now take a breath. That was a lot, but every mistake listed here comes from a place of love, not malice. And the good news? Every one of them can be fixed. It just takes awareness, patience, and a willingness to do better. Because at the end of the day, your cat isn't just a pet. They're family. And they deserve to be treated with the same respect, gentleness, and understanding that you'd offer any loved one. If your cat spends most or all of its life indoors, it's easy to assume you're protecting them from the dangers of the outside world, and you are. But what many people don't realize is that indoor life, while safer in some ways, can quietly introduce a different set of risks: emotional, physical, and behavioral. If you've ever wondered why your indoor cat seems distant, restless, or even sick, despite your best efforts, it could be because of these common but overlooked mistakes. And now, we're going to walk through each one, step by step, so you can start making changes today. Let's begin with something basic, but often ignored: spaying or neutering. You might think, my cat lives inside. They won't get pregnant or run off. But this isn't just about reproduction. Unaltered cats deal with intense hormonal drives. Females go into heat, pacing the house, crying through the night, desperate to escape. Males mark their territory, spraying foul-smelling urine on your walls, furniture, even your bed. It's not their fault, it's biology. Fixing your cat isn't just about preventing kittens. It's about peace, comfort, and avoiding preventable health issues like uterine infections or testicular cancer. It creates a calmer home and a cat who feels at ease in their own body. Now think about the greenery in your home. Those beautiful houseplants on your shelf or windowsill? Some of them might be silently endangering your cat. Lilies, aloe vera, English ivy, and even daffodils. They might look harmless, but they're toxic to cats. And cats, curious creatures that they are, explore with their mouths. A single bite can cause drooling, vomiting, even organ failure. Every plant in your home should be double-checked for safety. If you're unsure, go with cat-safe options like spider plants or Boston ferns. You can still have a beautiful indoor jungle. Just make sure it's one that won't harm your four-legged explorer. Another silent mistake, leaving your cat alone for too long. Cats are independent, we tell ourselves. They're fine on their own. But here's the truth. Cats get lonely, especially those who live entirely indoors. They may not bark or whine like dogs, but the signs are there. Over-grooming, meowing at night, scratching things they never used to. It's not misbehavior. It's a cry for attention. If you work long hours or travel often, consider getting a second cat, especially if your feline already shows interest in other animals. It's not twice the mess. It's twice the companionship. And if that's not an option, make sure you're setting aside real quality time each day. 10 minutes of play, a few moments of cuddles, something that says, "I see you." And speaking of quality time, that brings us to another issue, neglecting play. You come home, you're tired, and your cat seems content just lying on the couch. But indoor cats need stimulation. Without it, they become bored, stressed, and overweight. This is especially important when it comes to exercise. Unlike outdoor cats who naturally roam and hunt, indoor cats depend on you to provide physical activity. Laser pointers, feather wands, interactive puzzle feeders. These aren't just toys, they're tools for mental and physical health. Play is their outlet, their stress reliever, their joy. And when you make time for it, your cat doesn't just stay fit, they stay happy. Now, let's talk about food. More specifically, too much of it. Overfeeding is one of the most common problems in indoor cats. With fewer opportunities to burn calories, even a little extra food can turn into a lot of extra weight over time. And obesity isn't just a cosmetic issue, it's a health risk. Diabetes, arthritis, heart problems, all linked to extra pounds. Portion control matters. So does reading the label and understanding your cat's caloric needs. And yes, treats count. If your cat is snacking all day, it's no different than us living off chips and soda. Keep mealtimes structured, measured, and paired with play to keep them lean and strong. And then there's the litter box. It's not glamorous, but it's essential. A dirty litter box is like having a broken toilet. Would you keep using one that hadn't been flushed in days? Neither would your cat. They might start going outside the box, not to be spiteful, but because they physically can't tolerate the smell or texture anymore. Scoop it daily. Replace the litter weekly. And in multi-cat homes, make sure there's more than one. A good rule? 1 box per cat plus 1 extra. And always keep it in a quiet, low-traffic area. It's not just about cleanliness. It's about comfort. Next up, vaccinations and parasite prevention. Just because your cat lives indoors doesn't mean they're immune to illness. Bacteria and viruses can come in through open windows, on your shoes, even on your clothes. And fleas? They don't care about doors. They hitch rides on people, pets, and pests. Skipping vaccinations or deworming because my cat never goes outside is a dangerous gamble. Talk to your vet about what's necessary for an indoor lifestyle and stick to that schedule. It's easier to prevent than to treat. Indoor life can also be monotonous. Windows become TV screens with nothing to do but watch. That's where enrichment comes in. Catios, enclosed outdoor patios, are one great option, giving your cat a safe space to experience fresh air, new smells, and natural sunlight. But even inside, you can offer small touches of the wild, a window perch to birdwatch, a pot of cat grass, even safe YouTube videos of fish and birds. Stimulation doesn't have to be elaborate, it just has to be thoughtful. The goal is to feed your cat's mind as much as their body. And while you're enriching their environment, don't forget to give them vertical space. Cats are climbers by nature. High ground equals safety, confidence, and control. If your home is all ground level, no shelves, no cat trees, you're limiting their ability to feel secure. Invest in a cat tree, wall-mounted steps, or even a simple window hammock. You'll be amazed how much happier and more confident they seem when they can observe their world from above. Finally, there's the human factor, your routines, your habits. Cats are sensitive to noise, smells, and disruptions. Harsh cleaning products, loud music, frequent guests, they all add up. Your cat's not being antisocial. They're trying to find peace. Be mindful of their spaces. Use pet-safe cleaners. Offer them quiet retreats when your home is busy. Your cat lives with you, not under you. Give them the respect they deserve. So take a moment. Look around your home. Think about your routines. Every small change you make can add up to a big difference in your cat's life. From the food they eat to the spots they nap in, from how you play with them to how you discipline them, every choice either builds trust or erodes it. And here's the beautiful part. Your cat doesn't need perfection. They just need effort, awareness, presence.